Andrew Arthur and welcome to the back office. Some of you at home are into photography or using cameras to do your video recording. So you might have heard the term bridge camera, and I've had a lot of cameras over the years and I'm not very good at using them, but I do like collecting them, it seems. So I just want to tell you about a camera I bought a few years ago. It's quite an old model now, but it's still, if you look on the internet, for £150 or so on eBay, so it's still kind of expensive for an old camera. And this was the second one I bought these. This is a Fujifilm Finepix HS20. I bought the predecessor, which is a 3 megapixel model, and that was really excellent. And even with 3 megapixels, I could take and frame amazing pictures for printing on normal photo stock. So this is a 16 megapixel version, and it's going to be great actually if you just want to sort of start getting into photography. I think this is probably a really good way of doing it. You can kind of get that DSLR feel. So a bridge camera is basically a camera that is bridging the gap between a micro compact sort of consumer camera and a professional DSLR. So it sits somewhere in the middle. It has the megapixels and it has the sort of features that really make it a little bit more useful in a sort of more professional setting. So I'll give you an example of the good things. So you have a lens hood, and this keeps glare off the lens, so improves the sort of contrast and brightness of your pictures potentially in bright light scenarios. You have the ability to fit filters and things like that on the lens, so you can use some of those professional type filters. It's nice because it actually has a built-in flash. Some of the big DSLRs don't, but this does. It has a flash, but that's not uncommon on I mean, that's quite common rather on micro compacts, but what is uncommon on micro compacts is a hot shoe. So this allows you to attach an external flash or accessory onto here. Now this brings me back to a drawback. Although it can record video, there's no external mic port, so no external headphones. So this means although you have the hot shoe here, it's not really going to help you if you wanted to put a Rode mic or a shotgun mic on here for doing your recordings, because you can't get the sound on. So again, that's the limitation of the bridge. They want you to buy that more expensive camera, and that's one of the things they do. On the back, you've got a lovely screen. This is really great, nice high resolution. You have an electronic viewfinder, which is a lower resolution but pretty good in bright sunlight. Now, one of the features of this screen on this particular model is really nice, and you don't always get this even on the high-end DSLRs, is a nice adjustable screen. So this way, you can actually hold it quite low down, you know, if you want to take a photo. Oh, it's odd. You can hold it quite low down. If you're taking pictures of your kids, sometimes you want it at their level, you can just hold it and look straight down. Conversely, you can hold it above your head, look straight up underneath, you know, which is great. That's really useful. Now, in terms of the lens is fixed. So on bridge cameras, you tend to have to just live with whatever lens you've got. But on this particular camera, look at this zoom. It's actually a 30 times zoom. It's going here from 24mm to 720, and that is colossal. I can't tell you, when you're using this outdoors, it's an excellent zoom lens. I think for a lot of cameras, you know, I'm using a micro 4/3. I think this would take, you'd have to take at least 2 separate lenses to be able to give you this amount of range. Just to give you a thing, it's a 58mm lens, f4.2 to 126, so an f126. I don't even know what that means, to be honest with you. It sounds like it's going to be an issue, but really it's great. It works really well. This has some sort of image stabilization built in, apparently, some on the optical. So when you're zooming, zoom right out. It's not, you know, shaking all over the place. It's got an anti-shake built in. As I said, it has many modes on here. You've got all the standard photography modes. You've got the aperture priority, shutter priority, your P, your M, all the other letters that we never really know how to use. But something that's really nice, there's an EXR mode on here, which allows the camera to automatically detect what scenario you're in. You know, if it's nighttime photography, portrait, and it will apply appropriate setting. It's also got face recognition, so it can actually recognize people and faces, it can recognize eyes, so it's got the various timer modes. You've got your exposure, you've got your bracketing, so you've got everything that you're going to get on a DSLR, but it might just feel a little bit slower, a little bit clunkier, but if they're on here, you can learn how to use them all. It's got panoramic mode, which you can sort of sweep around the room and take a nice panorama. It's also got an electronic horizon, so it actually knows what angle it is, and you can display that on the screen so that you can make sure all your pictures are taken nice and steady. Especially if you've got it mounted on a tripod, you can actually just get that set up nice and horizontal. What else? Lots of playback modes, some really nice reviewing functions on here. HDMI output, USB output, AV output, compact flash card in the side. A lot of the cheap end cameras put the compact flash card in the battery compartment, which makes it a pain if you're trying to use it in the studio or real world, if you're trying to be a bit professional with it. This is brilliant. This is exactly like the GH4, which is a camera like 1 billion times more expensive than this. Well, 10 times. One really good feature on this is it doesn't use rechargeable batteries. It just uses AA cells. Yeah. Now you might think this is a disadvantage, but no, this is a great advantage. This means wherever you go, on holiday, anywhere, you could always buy AA cells. You can always buy a recharger and charge them up if you want to do that. Or, if like me, I just need to know this has worked, if this will guaranteed work. When I go out in the morning to take some photos, I'll just pop that open and put in a fresh set of batteries. I know it sounds wasteful using a fresh set of batteries every time, but then I know exactly how long it's going to last. Those alkaline cells last for ages, and I can give my kids the old batteries or use them for TV remotes. So it's not like the old batteries go to waste, but it gives me a guaranteed performance for the day. So all in all, the Fujifilm Finepix HS20 EXR, have a look on eBay, they seem to be averaging around £150, but you might get them as low as probably 30 quid if you bid on something, and I think you will not be disappointed at all. Please click subscribe or leave some comments in the bottom. Feel free to ask me any questions about it, and I'll be happy to answer you. Thanks for watching.